money, own your life.
I'm Jared Dillian. This is the Jared Dillian Show. If you want to call to talk about your money, please call 844-305-7800. That's 844-305-7800. This is the Jared Dillian Show. There's a lot of new investors out there, people just getting into the stock market for the first time. I really, really, really wish that investing in stocks was hard. It should be hard and it should be expensive because the stock market is no place for amateurs. I worked in the stock market for 9 years, and I can tell you there's Moby, okay, the electronic musician Moby, had an album in 1994 called Everything Is Wrong. It was all about him being a vegan. And in the liner notes of the CD, there was all these bullet points and factoids about like animal cruelty and veganism and stuff like that. And one of the things that just stuck with me forever, and it said 80% of chicken inspectors no longer eat chicken. And that is 100% how I feel about the stock market. I was a chicken inspector. And I don't want to eat chicken. I have no desire to eat chicken. I don't like stocks. I really don't. It's a dangerous place. The internet is a dangerous place, and the stock market is a dangerous place. And you have a bunch of people, I don't know if it's because they're bored or because they can't, gamble on sports or whatever, but they're getting into stocks. And we've made it easy, we've made it free. Just download an app, link it up to your bank account, away you go. And people are investing with, money that they cannot afford to lose. And they're not investing. They're just screwing around. And commissions are free. Commissions should not be free. It should be expensive to trade stocks because it will limit trading activity. If you had to pay a $75 fixed commission like you had to in the past, then you would not be trading Snapchat every 10 seconds. Nobody listens to me on this. Nobody cares. Nobody listens to me on this. So let's teach you a little bit about the stock market. It's a pretty steep learning curve. I had a buddy in Louisville just open a brokerage account for the first time, and he was a little confused by stuff. Like, what is a bid and an ask? What is a bid and an ask? Like, I thought there was like one price for a stock. You just buy the stock, it's one price. You look on Yahoo Finance, there's one price for the stock. That price you see on Yahoo Finance is the last price, the last traded price. The ask is where you can buy stock. The bid is where you can sell stock. So most liquid stocks are like, a penny wide bid ask. So you might have a stock that's $50 bid, $50.01 ask. So if you want to buy the stock, you pay $50.01. And if you want to sell the stock, you sell it at $50. This spread, theoretically, is how market makers make a profit, but now the spread is so small that it doesn't really make any difference. They make their money in other ways. But there is a market for stocks. There are people willing to buy stocks, and there are people willing to sell stocks. And the people willing to buy stocks place bids. And what you see on your screen is the best bid that is out there. But there's a bunch of other bids. There's a bunch of bids below that. The people willing to sell stocks place offers. What you see on your screen is the best offer that is out there. That is the price that you can buy at. And like I said, for most stocks, the bid-ask spread is typically a penny wide. The bid-ask spread is an indication of liquidity in stocks. Now, stocks used to trade in fractions. That tells you how old I am. Is that when I came into the market, stocks were trading in fractions. They traded in halves, quarters, eighths, sixteenths. A sixteenth was called a teeny. And that's what they were called. They were called teenies. There was all kinds of slang. A quarter was called a quack. Not like you really need to know that. But I actually, when I came into the business, I had to practice adding and subtracting fractions. And I practiced this for hours, just adding and subtracting fractions. 7/16 plus 5/16 is 3/4. I can do this in my sleep. So it went to decimals in 2002, and that had a huge impact on the market. I honestly think we should go back to fractions, but the reasons for that are kind of complicated. That's a topic for another time. The market moves all the time, so that still might not be the price you get filled at. You can place a market order, which immediately buys stock at the best price. I'm going to suggest that you use market orders pretty much all the time, especially if you're buying small quantities of stock. You can place a limit order below the market where you're willing to buy a stock at a price. Limit orders limit business. If you want to buy the stock, just buy the stock. Now, you can place a stop order, and a stop order is how you limit losses. So let's say you buy a stock at $20 and you say, I want out of the stock if it goes below $15. So you put in a stop order to sell the stock at $15, and if it trades there, then the stop is elected and you sell the stock at somewhere around $15. I do not recommend stop orders because if you have just a momentary crash or illiquidity or something, it can trigger the stop and then you get screwed. I'm going to answer a question which is kind of a dumb question, but dumb questions are okay. You have stock ABC that is worth $20 and stock XYZ that is worth $30, so XYZ must be more valuable. It's actually not necessarily the case. You have to do some math to figure out which company is more valuable. Let's say stock ABC is worth $20 and has 2 billion shares outstanding. That means the company is worth $40 billion. Stock XYZ is worth $30 and has 1 billion shares outstanding. That means that the company is worth $30 billion. You take the price of the stock and multiply it by the shares outstanding to get the market cap of the stock. And the market cap determines which stock is more valuable. What is the most valuable company in the world right now? I think it's Microsoft, but it's close with Apple and Amazon. But if you look at the rest of the stocks that are the most valuable stocks, it's Johnson & Johnson, Berkshire Hathaway, Visa, Procter & Gamble, and JP Morgan Chase. How do you determine how expensive stocks are? This is called the valuation, and unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about valuation another time. Coming up, we're going to be talking about happiness. I'm Jared Dillian. This is The Jared Dillian Show.
The Jared Dillian Show.